Today's Toy Spot, we are looking at the Hasbro Transformers Robots in Disguise Warrior Class Optimus Prime. Still have a tough time accepting this as a warrior class. It really should still be a deluxe class, but needless to say, today we're having a look at the Optimus Prime. Still fully transforms into a trailer and cab. Interesting enough to see the two front and back section all as one vehicle, as opposed to, you know, being very distinctly a cab and very distinctly a trailer. So it's interesting. I like that. Picture of Optimus Prime up the top left corner. I was actually surprised that I could find this guy as easy as I did. He wasn't around initially when I was going around looking at Transformers. Sure enough, Walmart had him and I scooped him up. Flip around to these. Oh, actually the side of the package also features that great image of Optimus Prime without his faceplate. This one actually gives us the faceplate, so it's like they can't seem to ever make up their mind. And then on the back, Transformation indicated on the back. I mentioned this before. I don't know why they couldn't have given us. Funny enough, it's like really the Legion class give you instruction manuals. The Warrior class, the bigger, more expensive Transformers, they don't. They give you this back card that you got to hold on to, or you could kind of cut this out. But what kid's going to hold on to that? 9 steps transforms him from truck to Optimus Prime and back again. You can also download the new app for your phone or Google Plus. Scan the code, the symbol on the front of Prime. You can unlock Prime and his axe in the game. This is also not recommended for ages 0 to 3. So if you have a younger child, maybe this is too confusing for them, they can also go the route of the 1 steps. Although I don't think there's a 1-step transformer of Prime yet, but he eventually, I'm sure, will be coming. Spot's going to take a break and get this open up. When we come back, we're going to get a better look at the Transformers Robots in Disguise Optimus Prime. Don't go anywhere, guys. There's more heading your way. Stay tuned. Optimus Prime in vehicle mode is actually pretty cool. He is small, though, which is the unfortunate trade-off by having him all one vehicle mode versus if he had just been the cab. Coloring is very nice. He's got some blue going on there, some red on the sides. He doesn't look as much like a garbage truck as he did in the Legion class. For example, there is Optimus Prime in the Legion class. I guess due to transformation, colors have to be a certain way. Still don't understand why Strong Arm was all in inverted colors, but I guess Prime from Legion class to Warrior class is roughly about the kind of same vehicle. Just some luxuries with coloring. That's really about the only difference. In trailer mode or in truck mode, Optimus Prime can hold his axe, just pegs right in the top here, and sometimes it's a little harder to get it out of there, but it just pegs into the top. There's a couple of grooves. You see that in the handle. Those grooves sit in there. Fits in easy enough. Sometimes a little more problematic to get it out. When you have it with the axe sticking in the trailer, it sticks up like a shark. It looks like he's a shark truck, which how awesome would a shark truck be? There's a big open chasm though on the underside of the vehicle mode, so there should have been like something to peg the axe in. They could have pegged in like this. They could have actually put a hole right, because I don't think it affects transformation wise. They could have put a hole right on the underside of his, I guess, stomach area that you could have taken the axe and pegged it right into there. And it would have been easy to get out, and you would have had everything kind of tucked in out of the way. You probably would have saw still a little bit of the blade, but from the top of it, you wouldn't have been able to see it. Why they didn't do that, I'm not sure, but you got the axe. I'll show you more of the axe when we transform him into robot mode. But truck mode, it's pretty good. Smokestack's nice, paint's pretty clean. I like the blue in the front there, and there's the symbol up at the top there. Prime in vehicle mode is pretty cool. Transforming Prime is actually pretty easy. It's not too overly complex. You're going to first take the front of the cab here and just separate it out. And kind of as soon as you separate it out, you see right away, yeah, there's where Prime pretty much is going to come together. Take the sides here, and make sure these are just kind of moved up slightly. Take the sides of the trailer and just untab them and fold them back and snap them in. And what they end up doing is they finish off the rest of his feet. So his feet are a little more narrow before. Snap those babies in, and it's going to make his feet a little bit broader. Then take this, I'll take the legs, I guess you can separate them out, and you want to detach, not even so much detach, but you want to spin this around. Make sure I've got this, yeah, spin this around just like that. And there goes his legs. And really, for the rest of it, it's just a matter of bringing the arms down. The arms detach from the front of the trailer, just via tabs there. That untabs like this. Bring the arms down. Bring these down. And last, but certainly not least, reach in, grab his head, and just bring his head forward. And there you have Optimus Prime. His arms tend to be a little stiff, but there you have Optimus Prime. You can decide if you so wish to have the shoulders angled more up if you want, or you can have them just forward. I kind of like the angled look, so usually when I'm displaying him, I just kind of keep the shoulders angled. Prime's got a pretty good look to him. I love the face sculpt that they put on it. It's a narrower Optimus Prime head, but everything seems to come together pretty good, and I like how the body flows into the shoulders, how it kind of looks like it's all one piece. It keeps the coloring and the way that the coloring theme is, it keeps everything pretty clean. Like all the red is pretty much localized I should say, at the top there, and then the blue is still down at the bottom. So it still stays pretty true to a very Prime-esque look. I guess the big glaring issue is probably the one thing I don't like is the big trailer, the big cab fronts to his hands. It really looks awkward, and I guess that is my only one issue with this toy. I love the toy, just not crazy about these front ends. Now there is a way to mod this where you could take the wheels off, sand this down, and then these sections could hinge back. The big thing for me about when it comes to modding anything is that if you're modding it to do something that really it should have done in the first place, my question is, why are you doing it? It should have been, like, these should have been detachable and something that could have swung back in the first place. Maybe it was a last minute decision on Hasbro's part not to include that they figured it would be something that in time maybe would become a little looser. The hands don't look so bad like this, but anytime you start moving the hands forward, it just looks like he's holding. It's like you've made boxing gloves out of cardboard boxes. That's kind of looks like what Prime's got going on there. So the modding is possible. I'm not going to actually mod this, but I feel like you shouldn't have to mod it. If it was something that somebody can figure out, well, gee, hey, this should detach, I could sand this, and then this section could swing back, it really should have been like that in the first place. You can take the axe, and the axe just pegs into his hand, just like that. And then you've got Prime in axe-wielding mode. I do really like this Prime. I won't lie, I do really like this Prime. The one thing I just don't like so much is the hands. I wish there was a way to have... Well, we know there is a way that you can fix it, but again, it shouldn't have been like this and been released. That's just my thought. In the way of Prime's transformation, in the way of his articulation, his head does rotate, which is a nice touch. His arms rotate all the way around, and I keep wanting to kind of go like this. I keep wanting to kind of force the arms out a little bit more. So these sections tend to be a little tighter. He does have a ball joint in the forearm, so at least you have a lot of posability options there. He has a swivel in the waist. Again, more for transformation, but it still doesn't mean that you can't get some good poses out of him by rotating at the waist. He has forward and back on the legs, out, swivel in the thigh area there, and he's also got a hinge in the knee. So it's not to say that you can't get Prime in some really cool poses. Just kind of wish he didn't have these big oven mitts for hands. Prime, I really, really like him. And I hate to be one of those guys that automatically looks at something and says, gee, this should be a Nemesis Prime. But I really feel like this could be a good, successful Nemesis Prime. I can't even get it out. Nemesis Prime. The coloring, or at least the mold, I think lends itself that they could do this in a really neat black and gray motif. Maybe we'll eventually get that down the road. I don't know. But in the meantime, I like Prime. Not crazy, again, of the big oven mitt hands, but as a whole, I'm really digging this Transformer. Today's Toy Spot, we were having a look at the Transformers Robots in Disguise, and I guess this is Warrior Class. We're looking at Warrior Class Optimus Prime. Stay tuned, guys. Spot's going to have more Toy Spots heading your way. Thanks for watching, as you always do. I'll see you next time.